Welcome back. In this section, we're going to talk about gathering the requirements and analyzing them. So we're going to go through just a high-level view of this thing. And first thing that we do, of course, in gathering requirements is we write down what do you want. We write down functional requirements and non-functional requirements. Now, functional requirements are how you want your system to perform. So it could be like, I want to see all the tasks. I want to access a task for a to-do list application. It could be like that. So functional requirements are in the format of the user shall be able to do this. What shall the user be able to do? That's exactly what functional requirement is doing. Now, non-functional requirements, as the name suggests, they feel like they're not functional, but they're an essential part of your software system. They're basically everything that is not functional in the definition, everything that a user doesn't do, but on the back end it's very important. For example, security, usability, performance, and how fast your system performs. Everything is done in a manner that can be quantified mathematically, so you don't have a problem and you don't have vague terms. Now, there is an important thing here, that the requirements should be kept atomic. They should point to a single requirement, both functional and non-functional requirements. Now, another important thing about requirements is that they evolve with time, so it's not written in stone that the requirements will be just this over our whole project. When we're developing, we might think of some requirement that was not before in the documentation, but now you have it, so you have to rewrite it or change it. And there are processes that are used to do that. Next thing are our techniques, how we gather requirements. You can also make prototypes in the requirement gathering phase. So, for example, prototypes could be anything you can write. For example, the user interface of the system or a web application, for example. You can write that there is a button there that does this function or performs this functional requirement, and there is a screen there that performs this functional requirement, and from there you can gather these functional requirements and write them in text or natural language. There's another thing called use cases, which we'll see later. Use cases also let you show functional requirements in that manner, that user will be able to do this, or what kind of user do you have in your system. And last thing is very important, that you document your functional and non-functional requirements, because these will be the things that you and your development team, or even if you're alone and working on a project, these things will be very essential to you. And at every stage of the process, you go and look back to your requirements. Am I developing it according to what I said I was going to develop in the first place? So in the next section, we're going to talk about other things. This complete software development lifecycle. This is the first phase, the first step of it. So let's move on and talk about other stuff. I'll see you in the next one.